As usual, quick shout out to all of our attendees that are joining us. We got people joining from Canada, the United States, Australia, Singapore, and maybe Malaysia now. I'm not sure. Gotta find out. Yeah, we got other people from Hong Kong, Taiwan. Did I miss anything? No, yeah. Well, we got people from all over joining us. Olivia just teleported into the kitchen.
I wanted to be closer to my allergies.
Day 2 of aloe, right?
Wow, you do a bottle a day?
I'm doing a bottle a day for 7 days.
Oh gosh, I've got to try that. Do you switch up the flavors every day?
No, I'm just a natural flavor person, but I mix half with strawberry kiwi sometimes. That's it.
Okay, all right. Hey, let's do our product plug of the week then. Like, can you talk about aloe? Tell us a little bit about aloe before we get into this week's topic. Okay, am I? Let me see.
There was a little.
Okay, let me. The Wi-Fi seems strong. Okay, I think I'm what's that? Echoing on somebody's computer. Anyways, well, it's yeah. Anyways, Olivia, do you mind talking a little bit about aloe juice and sharing with us what it does?
Oh my goodness, this is our ultimate aloe. Really amazing, 150% concentrated aloe juice. So the reason I'm doing this for 7 days, 1 bottle a day, is it's really amazing for skin. So it gives you glow, really clears up skin, but it also, most importantly, takes care from this end to the other end for digestion. You know, make sure our import export is very smooth. Also really just you know, repair the internal lining for GI tract, and we all know GI tract is the most important thing, laying a foundation. Like 70% of our immune system is in our GI tract, right? So in order to stay smooth, transition into fall, aloe juice is definitely a great product to use for strong immune, clear skin, and healthy digestion.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know all of that stuff. It's got what, like 18 of the 24 amino acids that our body needs. Yeah. Question: are you planning on alternating, flavors on your 7 days?
I personally prefer natural flavor, but I know a lot of people do. The strawberry kiwi is usually Guy's favorite, and or you can mix half and half. You know, it's I like them all.
Yeah. Team craneapple for sure.
Oh, cranberry.
Yeah, I got the T-shirt, the lunchbox, the whole bit. So team craneapple all the way.
Mine is pomegranate, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Pomegranate's the best.
It's really good. I love it too.
I think they're all amazing. I definitely have like a craving. Like when I know my body really needs it, it craves the natural one, which is really interesting. I'm like when I know I'm like in need of the aloe, all of a sudden I'm like, okay, we need some natural aloe. Like I can feel it coming up. So,
yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. Yeah, and also, to our viewers here today, you'll notice something different. We don't have any slides open. Today we're going to talk through, branding. We're actually going to share screen and dig into some of the online brands, and then we'll get back to like just full video of us conversing and exchanging what we feel, what sort of impression or brand that we want to leave on others, or we want to create amongst ourselves. That'll help us build the business better. Is that right, Olivia? And you've got a couple activities for at the end. Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely. And it's always great to hang out with everybody. And we have special guests here joining us. I'm sure Andrew will introduce us. And
okay. Yeah. All right. So this is John. John does all the design work, most of the design work for our team. And he's a professional coordinator. a wonderful and franchise owner, leader. It takes initiative. Love working with this guy. We've become sort of like brothers. And of course, there's Casey. Casey, we wouldn't have found John Jen for Casey. So Casey just sponsored John into the business. And Casey is phenomenal herself, beauty advisor. Is it advisor consultant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Beauty advisor and consultant. Also a phenomenal leader in the team, more in the background in our group. She does a lot of the work that people don't see, but I want to let you know we appreciate you and everything you do, Casey. We're gonna dig into some of. I think tonight we're gonna dig into Casey's Instagram account as well.
Ooh.
How that looks like. Yeah, we got her here. We can ask some questions.
Oh, speaking of Instagram, I think I just won my very first giveaway in my life with
Wow.
Whoa.
Yes, the bundle 2, and I have the Thiamidol coming on the way. I think there's also daily essential packets and also the isotonic green. So it definitely feels very good to win a giveaway. So maybe that's something we can also talk about for people who wants to really upgrade or increase their engagement on their social platform. But I kind of wanted to open up our conversation and discussion with what you guys think about branding truly means. I think a lot of people, when they think about branding, it sounds so far-fetched. It sounds, really broad. But branding, I'm sure, for me, first of all, I think of branding as how people see me, right? And we talk about how we brand ourselves on social media. So, like, what do you guys think about branding in general?
I think it's intentional perception for sure. So it's creating a perception, like you said, like of yourself. And I think people don't realize that they're always branding. So you're constantly, before you had a social media account, before you're part of Market America, you were always branding yourself with certain ways, certain things, certain, however you do stuff. It's your brand. You're always creating your brand, and so then it's just becoming intentional with it. Like what you're talking about.
Yeah, that I agree with you, Colton. That word intentional. I'd like to add another one to that is consistency. With branding. That's just how I see it. But at the end of the day, what I've heard, we're all our own walking brand now, right? It's changed our ability to broadcast, our ability to, I think personal branding's been around forever. It's just now it's just more official because we all got a page, we all got our own social media accounts, and it makes a difference.
The platform has increased. So now somebody that, used to just be funny can now have 4 million followers on YouTube that watch their videos and have a full-time living on just being funny. Where in the past his friends were just like, oh, that guy's kind of funny. Now he's like, got this platform that millions of people tune in to watch him, which was the kind of voice that usually in the past would be reserved for like NBC or ABC or, these major news networks. Now it's some kid with a camera in his garage that can have that kind of thing. So the platform now takes the brand that was already there and makes it huge.
Absolutely. And I think that's also very much related to the shift into one-to-one marketing and, the demand for one-to-one marketing. And, I really wanted to, just really throw it out there for everybody on our webinar is, branding may sound really broad, but it really comes down to building, obviously your image, but also being able to relate to people. So I think all of us are our own influencers in our own way. So, when we talk about one-to-one marketing with people, people say, what do you guys really do? And, I'm sure you guys agree, we first live the shopping annuity lifestyle. And just by sharing the way you live and your lifestyle, that's already branding, right? So I think like what I remember Damon John actually talked about branding at our convention one time. Remember, he came to talk about how he became such an entrepreneur. He actually gave us a homework, 3 major keywords, right? What do you want people to describe you as? Like, what are 3 adjectives? So you guys have any of the 3 words that you want people to describe you, how people see you? So that would be your brand image, right?
Right.
It's really good.
What are yours? Curious.
I think integrity's got to be one, like honor/integrity type of thing. Yeah.
Yep, those are good. Mine was joy.
Mm.
I got to find them. They're back here somewhere. I should know them better.
Yeah.
They should be able to roll right off my tongue, but not quite as good.
Yeah. Well, it's okay if you don't know it, Colton, because you do spark joy whenever you hang out. And
For me, it would be more interesting to talk about somebody else. So, for example, when we look at Colton, besides joy, what are some of the other keywords comes to mind? So that would be his brand image that's projected to us, right?
Yeah. Oh, I think ambition is a big one. Like Colton, he's got huge ambition. That's right.
And then, huge ambition, totally agree. I also see connector, with Colton, just always connecting people, really big heart and all about sharing. Is that
really
close
cool.
enough, Colton?
I love it. I love it. The only other one I had on here that wasn't hit was optimism. That I like to see, and I like to influence the world to be more optimistic. That I think if there's so much negative and like somebody sees something and immediately goes to the pessimistic side, I think the world should be more optimistic. So those are the three. That's cool.
Very cool. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, Olivia, you're kind of the professional here. I'm kind of like clamoring here, but you're like the one that when I look at your profile, like it oozes with intentionality, and it like my Instagram's like, oh, that's a cool picture. I'm gonna post that up, and like there's no color scheme. There's not a lot of that. It just kind of flows. I'm like, that looks like a cool picture. Olivia's is a rock star. So Olivia, what would be your 3 words on this?
I guess, yes, that's actually a great question. I think I evolved my concentration of what I want to brand on social media because, I think first we all have to identify a platform that really works for you. For me, actually, when I first started the business, I didn't understand, we didn't talk about social media branding. So on my Facebook is 80-90% market America people right now, right? So I have to actively go and add people or get into different groups. So Facebook is more of a very direct business image, but I have transitioned more into Instagram just because I get more followers, I get more conversations going for some reason. I think it's an easier platform for me to connect with people. So first, identify your platform. I think is really important. One major platform and maybe one minor platform that doesn't take much time to build. So for Instagram, I guess my image is definitely fun person that enjoys life, work hard, play hard type of concept. Entrepreneur is definitely on there. And another one, I would say more of inspiration and positivity. Just stuff that I wanted to go. So, wow, this is talk about vulnerability. This feels interesting, being exposed.
How about
Wait, you put it up there thinking people wouldn't look at this? I mean, you got what?
We all look at this together.
16,000 followers here.
It definitely.
Olivia, these are really nice pictures. Were they taken by a phone camera or
they're all phone cameras? Besides, obviously, my wedding photos from professional photographers, but other than that, they're all like phone cameras.
Wow.
So
on this, would you say fashion beauty would be a piece of it as well?
Fashion beauty is definitely one of them, which incorporates into the shopping annuity concept. So people be like, where'd you get this? Where'd you get that? So that's more of the conversation starter and be like, well, here's what I buy them and I never pay retail price.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
And people are like, really? How? Then be, well, we get paid. These are all my partner stores. So it depends on if we're approaching as a customer or on a business standpoint. So then, do I share just pay to shop or cashback standpoint, or do I talk about having a platform that can convert spending into earning, right? So,
right.
Yeah,
I like this how you slipped in, your team photo on there among all of the picture. Yeah.
So question for you, like one thing I think you do a really good job of is, and this is something I see new people struggle with, is when they come into Market America, they launch their franchise business, suddenly they become Mr. or Mrs. Market America, and every single post becomes shopping community, bam, 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 change your life, change this. But you incorporate it so seamlessly where it doesn't feel like I'm being sold when I'm on your profile. It feels like it's just part of the way that you live life. Speaking more to like a newer person, how would you say, like, how do you incorporate that so well?
So I think it's first of all, like we said, your image, right? So always speak positivity and being yourself. So like you talked about, people just anything that speaks sales just automatically drops follower and likes, right? So you post anything that makes people feel like you're promoting something rather than living that lifestyle, people just naturally pass and they don't bother clicking likes, right? So, I think my approach with social media is I don't really, wow, thanks very much. All of my photos and click likes as we speak. But I think it's very important to know what you're trying to achieve out of this platform. So right. I don't know, maybe it's the way I'm not increasing engagement enough. I'm also trying to still learning this. But people rarely approach me directly say, what do you do? Right? I've had maybe 1 out of 10 conversations on social media that ask me directly, what do you do? The rest are maybe just comments on, things they like or how they appreciate your positivity. They like your inspirations. Then you start a conversation probing questions, right? So, I think it's more for me to attract more people to see my lifestyle, to see my positivity, to see my inspirations. Then I still go back and be proactive in terms of building that relationship one-on-one.
Right.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. So you still have the one-on-one marketing aspect in the midst of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I see how this could be really beneficial the other way as well. Somebody, let's say you just met, at a bar or something, and you guys connected and say, hey, let's stay connected instead of just exchanging phone numbers. Get them to follow you on Instagram, and bam, it builds up the credibility. You've done a great job with that.
Yeah. Right. That's actually what I do too. I'm sure John and all of you guys do the same. It's just 2 ways to follow up, right? Phone calls, phone numbers, text message are more business or direct. And then use social media to, I do more of the products and business and inspirations and sharing product knowledge on my IG story. So then it's more of that consistency. Every day I put in 1 product related at least, 1 business related, 1 entrepreneurial concepts related, so that these 3 are my constants in addition that put in my lifestyle. Right. So consistent, like Andrew said in the beginning.
Right. Yeah. It is also important to note that you not being like a salesy sort of front on Instagram really protects you as well, like legally, because the last thing we want is for I've seen heard of people that have misled their followers into believing certain things, and then getting that to steer them in a direction, and that led to a lot of trouble. But you keep yours very professional. You don't have statements that say, oh, want to learn how to become a millionaire? Ask me how.
Take pictures of you in front of like a Lamborghini, hop in the fence at the airport in front of the private jets and all that.
Yeah. Look like me, follow me.
Yeah. So that's something we cannot do. It is something that we as a company we do not encourage at all. But yeah, there's a important cool thing that John was telling me about today about the algorithms on Instagram.
Yeah. So Instagram has become more like a social business card, right? So when people look at you and then add you on Instagram, they're like, oh, this person is credible because of the followers or the likes. But then nowadays, since everybody's on Instagram, it's kind of like having a stack of business cards. You kind of fall in between the cracks, but you want to have a certain exposure rate. So actually, Olivia here has a carousel. So carousel is having multiple pictures. What Instagram does is on the first hour that I look at this picture, it's going to show me the first picture. But after 3 hours from now, I'm going to see the second picture on my feed. So the people who follow you will actually see a carousel more often than just posting only one picture.
Right. So carousels are pushed up more. It's
Yeah,
preferred.
so you see it more often. So you'll be on people's feed more often.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was that?
Didn't know that. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
No problem.
Let's see. Olivia's been posting quite a lot of carousels. No
Yeah.
wonder it's been popping up on my feed a lot.
So,
Yeah.
You think it's a different thing?
Olivia, you're obviously Instagram is kind of your main platform here. If you're let's say somebody's like, okay, I want to focus on Instagram. That makes a ton of sense for me. So they want to go all in. What would you say for someone as a basic, like, what would you say are some key things to having a good business lifestyle Instagram account that will be successful for them in the business world as well?
Okay, so first narrow it down to maybe less than 3 things you want to present on social media. You can't do health, beauty, fitness, lifestyle, entrepreneur, 5, 7 things, and people confused. They're confused of if I want to find more health-oriented information, where should I go? So we have to really make something. If you wanted to promote products, identify one major. So my major is health and fitness, fitness on the move. So, but really just, wellness in general, beauty inside out. So when I talk about that, it doesn't confuse. I'm not a makeup artist. I don't brand so much about motives, but when I do wear a color, have a selfie, I definitely will talk about what I'm wearing, right? So that's more like a minor. So stay with one major for product.
So
and then and then also identify, for example, like I said, 80% of my productivity on Instagram is product sales and reorders and follow-ups, because they see me drinking this consistently. They see me doing different challenges, doing detox, and then people be like, oh, and then you obviously want to have interaction, right? So having questions, having polls, having what else is there? Ask me, private message me, ask me something about health.
Right.
So I throw in stuff like, if one thing you could change about your health, what would it be? Right? Or, fall season's here. What's everyone's health goal for this season? So, stuff like that. And what do you want to see more from my IG story? So always getting that engagement is, I think, definitely something that we want to do in order to have that one-to-one marketing aspect.
Right.
Eventually closing the sales and etc. So from business standpoint, just being consistent with always positivity and being real. So there are posts where I share about entrepreneur journey isn't so easy, or there are times when you need a breakdown to breakthrough moments. So once in a while you share a little bit longer. I definitely think captions and stories and good content really do draw engagement. So I think that's still and also I feel like don't be afraid to start when we have like a few hundred, few thousand followers, because that's when you really get that one-to-one marketing. When you actually start being consistent, like we're not doing this to achieve like a higher follower number or a likes number. It's more of being authentic and being engaged, right? And everybody you talk to just always be like, hey, let's stay connected, get our phone numbers. Oh, what do you use the most, Facebook or Instagram? Most people now will be like, oh, Instagram, and they feel what's that called?
It's definitely, I feel like it's evolved over the last 12 months even more than I would have thought. Like Instagram, like I think the profiles we're going to go through here in just a little bit with Andrew here are all Instagram, and I've noticed that like a massive shift. The question I've always asked for social media purposes is, what's the best way to follow your story? I'm like, man, I love this conversation. This is a great conversation. What's the best way to follow your story? Like I would say probably like 3% of the time someone says Snapchat, probably 35% of the time someone says Facebook, and the rest of it's all Instagram at this point. So it's definitely a shift majority.
Right, and the next shift will be like we're on TikTok now a lot. Which is interesting to look at. But Olivia, how do you use these highlights? Thank you, John. How do you use these highlights here? What's your thought process in making them?
So
these are all stories that you had, and you categorize them into highlights.
Yeah, I think I need to really do a better job with these highlights as well. I do categorize them. For example, my passion is, for example, maybe when we're presenting at the UBP, making impact, right? And I think it's also very important how we construct the way we share, not just like another UBP tonight, right? It's more like, impacting, business owners, shopping annuity concept, really changing people's lives,
Right.
using the right verbiage and
Yeah.
the right hashtags, obviously. But highlights haven't really given me much particular returns or etc. However, I do think they're valuable, so keep them on there and continue to explore. Right? I just think I definitely wanted to move the business and the products more to the front because they get populated to the back and people don't scroll back. You know what I mean? Maybe John can give us some insights in terms of what to do from that perspective.
Yeah. Let's hop on. Thanks for that, Olivia. Let's hop real quick to Casey's Instagram account. Right here it says Leaf Global Beauty Advisor.
Leaf.
Was that green? Is that supposed to be green? Yeah, green Global Beauty Advisor. I love how like you use like these little, what do you call these, emojis on the main page.
You sound so old, dude.
Dude, here's the thing. I use Facebook.
What do you call these things again? What are they?
I'm on Facebook, man. That's where I'm on Facebook. But yeah. I figured, gotta diversify. I got too many partners on Instagram. I gotta plant myself on Facebook. Don't lose out on that. I like this as part of the Six Initiative. That's a program we run. Casey, you got a cool lifestyle feed, but you also use this for you got the girls there. This is for motives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk through some of that. You gotten any sales from Instagram, or like how have you been using Instagram for building your business?
Instagram has actually been amazing ever since I did start, and we were talking about this earlier. What gave me belief in using Instagram was in my first year of business, I posted a bunch of the products that I got from Motives. You have to scroll back all the way.
Yeah.
And I posted a photo of some of the products of Motives, and I just so happened to one day be featured on the Motives Instagram page.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes, it was amazing. It was so crazy. It was unbelievable. From then, I got thousands of likes and a bunch of follows because the exposure on the Motives Instagram page is huge. And being able to be featured on that just gave me more belief. Oh, right up.
Oh, okay.
There.
Oh, this one?
So that was just more of like an appreciation post because I was featured on the page. But if you see the original post, there was so many comments, so many likes.
Flat lay.
Yeah. That's when I first learned how to do flat lays.
Yeah.
And then from there, I integrated Motives even more into my Instagram, and it grew. It grew my belief. It grew my professional.
You got people reaching
portfolio.
out to you asking for consults, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
And these are people you never met before.
No.
Wow.
At all. And
Wonderful.
probably about 90% of my customer base has come from Instagram.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One feature that I actually utilize to my advantage is if you scroll all the way to the top.
How do I do that real fast?
Is the highlight.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so it's the makeup highlight that I included. So whenever I do my consultations, I use it as sort of a portfolio.
Oh, okay.
Even before my consultations as well, when I connect with them, I actually have them refer to this highlight so that they can see what I offer in terms of the service with Motives Cosmetics.
Oh, you went all out, like you're doing the same picture but adding a word, like added an arrow. Okay. How much time does it take to do all this? Like, is it easy to well, on
I've
Instagram?
gotten used to it, so it doesn't take much time.
Yeah.
but it's amazing. It's cool. I think it's fun
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, and notice this part here. This is one-to-one marketing where you give nicknames to your customers. Is that? I'm assuming that's a nickname
Yes.
for a customer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
Yeah.
her mama named her Chubbs. So let me ask you a question on this. Okay, so let's say somebody sees your Instagram, they love what you got going on, they reach out to you in your DM and they say, how do I get connected with makeup? Like, where do you go from there as far as connecting them? Do you do like a consultation with them, or like what would you do if somebody just contacted you on Instagram?
I actually get to know them first and find out how they found me, if they were a referral, or they just found me randomly. But it's that one-to-one aspect that we were talking about, getting to know them, getting to know who they are, a little bit about them before booking the consultation. Because I want to know first what really interested them before even booking anything. Yeah.
Good.
Right. Yeah.
And then what's the website go to, the sales center?
Oh, that was for Six Initiative.
Oh yeah, that's for
that's one of
our
our
next
brands.
Six Initiative. So the Six Initiative is a one of the funnels we've built, like sort of like an entrepreneurial group, a collaborative group type of thing. We host events and people come out to network, and we're using this for business building. And our next event is on. So is this the next event? Just passed. Yeah, it's on Sales Center. Yeah, cool.
When's the next one?
When's the next one, guys?
I'm coming to
October.
Toronto.
November.
Are you coming to Toronto?
I don't know. It sounds amazing. I should come up. Sounds like the place to be.
We love to feature you at our next event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I
You
like
guys
about
got pizza. You got business conversations. It's not like I'm there. It sounds amazing.
Yeah. Sorry, Jen, you were saying?
what I like about Casey's Instagram highlight is it also can be used as third-party selling as well. Like I don't make custom. I don't know how to make it. Probably would be the worst at matching skin tones.
So you just send.
But
hers.
I send some girls to her account and say, hey, you want to take a look at her Instagram highlight with makeup? And we've been able to retail a whole bunch of customers just by me referring the.
I love it. You don't have to create the content yourself. We work together as a team. Amazing.
John, using your brain, man.
Yeah.
John gets the 100% of 100% is 100% thing.
Exactly.
He gets it. All right, let's break down Jim Winkler's Instagram.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Entrepreneur, business coach, professional speaker, VP of sales, marketamericaShop.com. He really is all that stuff. Loving husband and father and loyal friend. Very, very true. And what I like about Jim's is that it's an inspirational, focused type of page. And once in a while he'll have product on there, and there's no, there's no hidden agenda with Jim's Instagram. It's just, he's inspiring people, giving people updates, and showing people lifestyle. Like play and work is sort of the same. And I think. If I were to build my Instagram account better, I'd probably go this route, more for prospecting and business building. Also helps out with the team as well. I think a lot of the messages here is sent out to help inspire his team and inspire us. Yeah. I love this. Great content on Jim. So what do you guys' take on Jim's Instagram?
I really do think Jim's is a great example, especially for gentlemen. I think guys on Instagram is just, obviously has slight disadvantage compared to girls' profiles. It's just more people, obviously, for whatever reason. However, for guys, I think it's either entrepreneurial, business oriented, or fitness oriented, right? So, it's the business, like duplicate what Jim does, and it just looks like a professional resume to me. It's self-explanatory what he does. And next thing is, okay, so how does he build that professional career? So then people ask more questions.
Yeah,
I just
my analytics, even mine, I'm 61% women followers, even on mine.
Right.
So, more women than men on Instagram overall.
I'm just trying to figure out how I can grow my gray hairs in the right places when I get older. Like Jim has it perfect. Like just the sides. That's it. Like
For us Asians, Andrew, it's just different areas. Like it's everywhere. Never a
uh,
spot.
yeah. Yeah, I'm stocking up on my fixed hair shampoo now because in my genetics, my family genetics, we got really thin hair, and I'll be lucky if I still have hair in 20 years. Uh,
If I were to give one tip for guys on Instagram, is to actually post pictures of yourself too.
okay,
I cringe whenever I don't see myself as photogenic, so I never take pictures of myself.
that's me. Yeah.
But I noticed that there's more engagement and likes when you actually include yourself in the photo too.
Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
it puts you in your own story.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I tried posting pictures of myself, but I can't get a shot like this. Like, look,
Harvey Specter.
a smoldering look, Harvey Specter. Yeah.
Andrew,
Anyway.
I wanted to ask you. So you said most of your major platform you use is Facebook. So,
Yeah.
what's your experience with Facebook, and what's your, take in terms of prospecting, qualifying, and expanding the business?
Right. Okay. So I'm by no means an example. So nobody should follow what I'm doing. Disclaimer out there. I like using Facebook because it's more of a communication. More stuff to do with communication. Like we could do like Facebook groups where we can communicate with the teams, and I utilize it more for that aspect, like getting messages out, learning news, learning things that's going on with people. And yeah, like and with Facebook, the crowd that you're engaging with, I feel has a little bit maybe is at a point in life where they're taking health supplements a little bit more seriously, or also has a little bit more discretionary income. So that's just my initial very amateur thought on it. So that's why I'm just more active on Facebook than I was on Instagram.
Mm.
Yeah, my wife's good on Instagram though, so she builds everything, and then people find me through her.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
There are definite advantages to being married for sure. Michaela and I
Yeah.
constantly did the volleyball bump set spike thing. I'm like, man, my wife's actually expanding a makeup division. I love your makeup. You should definitely talk to her. And she's like, my husband's expanding a product brokerage company. You guys should definitely connect, and I'll pass
Right.
on your number kind of thing. I'm like, that's a huge, like, we definitely tag team that up for reals.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Another shameless plug for marriage. Marriage is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
So
yes.
you guys say that most of your social media success has really come from, taking the social media aspects. That at least that's what I share with a lot of people is I found success when I take people off of social media platform and then turn it into our face-to-face or
Yeah.
one-to-one aspects, and
Yeah.
that's where I see success. If we
100%.
stay on social media communication too long, then it just becomes you set people in that zone where they only need to communicate with you through social media. Is
Yeah.
that what
Right.
you do?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
100%. The faster I can get it off of social media and into a real life conversation, the better for sure, especially from a duplication standpoint.
Yes.
The
Right.
longer you spend in Instagram, I've noticed we've launched a couple of partners with just Instagram that I met them on Instagram, had connection on there, had conversations. If it stayed too long where it was like messaging, then when I have them go out and they start launching their business or their trial run process, all they do is Instagram. They're like, I spent like 5 hours on Instagram today reaching out to people, and I'm like, whoa, that's not a process at all. Where'd you get that from? But that's
Right.
how they thought I found them, was from Instagram. Versus that's just the one aspect. It's a very small part of what we do. Like a very, very, very small part of what I do is Instagram pieces to it. So I think
Right.
it's important to get it off of there and actually back into the process more from a duplication standpoint than anything else.
Right. Right. Let's talk image. We've gotten it off social media. One-to-one, when you're having a conversation with you, are you intentional about like what sort of image you leave or what sort of impression you leave on others?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I guess that's the same thing as anybody that goes to an interview, right? The 30 seconds rule. Do they like you? Do they want you as their employees? 30 seconds of the interview already decided that, right? So obviously, being on time, all of that, business etiquette, right? Firm handshakes, being very friendly, compassionate, firm, and professional, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just being very straightforward
Right.
with people. I think that's always direct approach. Why we're meeting up. Why I liked your XYZ and why I love to connect with you. Whether it's for you or not, it's okay. But there might be potential or collaborations. But if not, I'm sure you know people. So then the no decision close, right? The evaluation comes in.
Yes.
More straightforward. I feel like the more people feel like okay, break the ice. I don't know. What do
Right.
you guys?
Yeah, easier to show the plan that way. I also feel it's important to somehow create common ground, like to really let them know that, hey, look, this is safe. This is a safe space. Like when we're hanging out, I'm gonna respect you and I'm gonna encourage you, and that's the impression I want to leave. Something I picked up from Colton is that when I meet with someone, I want to make sure that when we part, their day got a little bit better.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something that I have to constantly remind myself of.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. About once a month, I go back. My parents have a playlist on YouTube and their YouTube channel called How to Win Every Appointment. It's a 4-part thing that they did. It's so good. Like I forget how good it is, and I go back and I probably listen to that. I said once a month, probably once a quarter for sure, and I'll go back and read that again. It kind of like realigns me with the purpose of when I'm meeting with them. But they go through down to like dressing 5% better than the person you're meeting with. Just kind of creates the air of success, being more interested than interesting.
Right.
The name.
And the logic of that too is because like in this day and age, like there's just so much noise out there. There's so many distractions, right? And even though we have a perfect like business model, without the trust that we build in the relationship, it's easy to go.
I love it. I love how skeptical people are. Like people are like, I actually really enjoy it because I tell people, I'm like, I'm glad you're skeptical. There's a lot of things out there to be skeptical of. And when I think you're skeptical of something that's genuine, then it's going to really prove that it's good. It's like if you poke out a prod at a pull on the string, the better this is going to look. If you really give it, I can't stand cynical, which is no matter what, I'm against it. Like my hands out, no matter what you say, I'm against skeptical. I'm a huge fan of it. But I think when you're dressed up and you kind of like, not where you're dressing up in a suit every day, because 5% better does not mean a suit in most cultures, most areas. Where I live, if I wore a suit to a meeting, it would be like, wait, whoa, am I meeting with my, attorney here? What's going on? So, but I think dressing professionally. I don't wear, a ball cap to a meeting or something like that. I like dressing in a state of success, but then also making it more about the other person and branding it as we're here to help you. I mean, I'm a hope dealer. I'm dealing out hope for a better way of living life and a better way to do things.
And also for I'm just thinking back to when we started, like in the early days. Why we were I was 22 years old, went around the years, and I had to go out. I bought a pair of glasses. I don't use glasses. I bought a pair of glasses just to look a little bit more a little bit more educated, a little bit like
it was cool.
A little bit more mature, to try to get people to take me seriously. But I think what came across was, this is to all the all of our folks on here tonight that are starting out, thinking, hey, if I haven't made the 6 figures yet, like how do I come across as confident? How do I come across as someone that can show you? Well, you just got to show that you're going places. You just got to show your ambition, and people are willing to help, more so willing to help someone starting out than someone that's already made it.
Absolutely.
People are starving. Our culture today is starving for someone that has a vision, that knows where they're going. Like my recruiting went down dramatically after we hit supervising coordinator, until I kind of got my head around the fact that all of a sudden I told people, I'm like, I made it. I can't believe it. Like it actually happened for us. And then it shifted to what we did versus where we were going. When I got started, it was like, we're going to get this thing off the ground. There's going to be hundreds of people here in this area in the next 6 months. We're going to launch this thing. If you want to be part of it, that's great. If not, you can be a customer. That's great too. But we're building this thing up, and I'm telling you, those that come along with us are going to make a lot of. It was all about the vision, and where we were heading. And I think getting back into that space, you need to stay in that space of where are you heading. Be very convinced versus trying to convince it.
Right.
Absolutely agree.
Love that. Were you like that as well, Olivia, in the beginning?
Absolutely. And totally same experience with Colton. Just really just focus and putting the blinders on, like JR says, being berserk, right? Just going appointment after appointment. That's when you really, people sense that you're going. It's not like get two, we're done. People feel that you're having, stacking people way below, building this organization down to China, right? Literally and figuratively. So long that do you want to be in the first and second, or do you want to be just the same thing, like you can watch us, join us, but you can't stop us kind of mentality, right? So
boom.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna wrap up. Man, that 45 minutes went by real quick.
I love this one.
Man, time flies.
Thanks for all the tips. I just got one comment. Well, this was submitted in the questions feed, but it's more of a comment. I want to read it, share it with you guys. It's from Xiang from Dallas. She, she's from Dallas because it started with "Hi y'all." So it reads, "Hi y'all. I've been listening to the TalkShop broadcast from the beginning. Enjoyed each episode immensely. Thank you for your coaching and all the fun you guys bring. Not really questions, feedback to Colton's homework or challenge for the audience. During the past 2 weeks, I was able to sell 2 bottles of Snap laundry detergent. Yay, still trying to sell 1 more to meet the 3-bottle goal. I'm glad you remembered it was a 3-bottle goal. But every small step is worth celebrating, right? Thanks for this idea. A favor to ask, okay, we're going to upload the previous episodes on YouTube.
Yes.
I apologize for, had some data difficulties, but we'll get that up. And thank you, Colton, for helping with all of that. And she wanted to share her gratitude with us. So thank you so much, Shang.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay,
I guess,
guys.
Some closing remarks. Don't get into social media and end up wasting time, because it's very time consuming when you don't set a time management tool to it. So, just know why you're on there and get it done, get off of it, because the business is still, built face-to-face, relationship based. So the key is social media, enhancing our personal branding, which is every day out and about, people seeing us, and then using social media to enhance that 20%, right? So just, be you, be authentic, and be professional, keep growing. I think that growth is what people want, right? So let's all build this.
That's right.
Love
Special
it.
shout out to Casey and John for joining us here.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And also for the question this week, question to ponder. For all of us. This is something we started the episode with, but we're going to end with the same question so that it carries through. What are the 3 words we want people to remember us by?
Love it.
3 words we want people to remember us by. All right. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for coming on again week after week. Looking forward to our Hangout next week. Next week, Colton's going to be talking us through the power of the mind. All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.